Hello everybody, it's the 24th of August today, and I thought I needed to do something with my Dawn Redwood forest. I've just allowed it to grow this year. I potted it up. Do you know, I can't remember if it was this last spring or not. I ought to check that. Okay, so a quick check tells me that I actually put this group together in January of this year, so just 7 months ago or so, and I've just been letting it grow. It was in fact cuttings from 2 other Dawn Redwood trees that I've got that I grew from seed. I say cuttings from 2, it was only cuttings from one of them, and there are videos on those trees in my channel if you're interested. Just do a quick search for Dawn Redwoods. But this particular group I put together as, I believe it was 7 trees. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7 trees. Unfortunately, well, let's move you in so you can see better what I mean. Okay, so if we look at the base of the group, I take the lock pin out. I can give you a bit of a twirl. The trees have done well. They put on a foot of growth, some of them, except for these 2 at the back, which were there to be smaller trees or to give a bit of depth. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. It happens. Luckily, I have a couple of spares, and I'm just gonna nip that back a little bit. But these I will put in next spring. I will see if I can make a space to pop these into the group planting. I have that one. And I have this one that I had an idea I was going to make a small tree out of, but I think it will fit in the composition relatively nicely. I just trim that up to a kind of loose pyramid. Move those 2 lowest branches, and again, next spring probably I will pop them into the composition. So what else need I do to this? What else am I planning to do to this? First of all, I want to remove the wire that was holding some of these up in a straighter position. Because they were just cuttings and then popped into pots and then grown on a bit, with no clear indication of what I was going to do with them. They weren't necessarily dead straight trees, which is why in putting them into this group I had to wire up a couple, and I did create this as a playlist, so that'll be linked in the description below. You can go back and see me put together this group planting from scratch. Okay, so what I want to do now is deal with the top and then with the bottom, or deal with the bottom and then with the top. I think I want to shorten the group slightly, and I need to raise the crown slightly, so let's go with the top. Okay, by starting with the top I can sort of look towards creating a silhouette. I think I'm going to take this back to here, and I'm going to cut through the central upright and this side branch at the same time, and then pop a little bit of wire. I can find me a right piece, like so, which gives me a bit better taper. And then I'm also going to nip out that growing tip. I'm going to do the same here with this. And again, that can be wired up. And then I can trim off the top while I'm up here, shorten a couple of these branches. I've got 3 branches all coming out more or less the same place here. Shorten that, and then I can get my cutters in a bit better. In fact, there's a 4th branch there as well. Better. Now they're not quite opposite, so I'm going to shorten those back as well. Trying to aim for a sort of triangular structure and not block out the light to these shorter trees below. Okay, this one I'm going to trim to there. Yeah, I may pop a bit of wire on that as well. Okay, that looks better than it did. Although now I've sat back down, I'm looking at it and I'm actually thinking I ought to shorten a couple of these a little more. Let me just keep going and think about that. Okay, so from the back here, this one doesn't really need much doing to it. I'm going to just shorten it very slightly, and I might put a bit more wire on that. This one has actually got two leaders, so I'm going to take out one of them. And actually, I'm not. Do I want to wire that? Yeah, let's pop a little bit on. It's always so much easier to wire trees when they have no leaves on, but I'm going to wire these really loosely, and then I don't need to worry too much about them scarring. I just want that leader to go away from the rest of the tree slightly, as if it's searching for the light. Shorten a few of these pieces. Likewise. Okay. This one at the back I think is absolutely fine. So what I want to do now is a little bit of crown raising. So I'm just gonna remove a bunch of these low branches. So that you can actually get a glimpse of the trunks, one between the other, a bit better. And the problem with that is it'll probably, it will let in more light under the trees, which will probably mean I'll get a lot more weeds germinating, but never mind. Okay, this one needs to grow a little more fatten up some more. I remain unconvinced about the top of the group. I'm actually thinking that I should probably shorten those. So let's unwire them and go again. Okay, so still too close to all being the same height, so I'm going to nip that off and nip that off slightly, and then that's pretty much it for this. Let's pop the can in to give you a bit of a view of the scale. Needs a little bit more trimming. And probably going to leave the trees well alone over the next couple of months, and then I can have a proper look at the branch structure when the trees have lost their leaves, and do a bit more refinement then. Yeah, okay. I think I might just pop a little bit of wire on these two branches now, which are going outwards at a very wide angle, which isn't pleasing my eyes, and neither one of them would look good if on its own if I removed it, so just do that with it for now. There we have it. I think that's probably, I keep saying that's probably everything I'm going to do. I'm going to remove that branch there. I have 2 branches already. Strike while the iron's hot. Okay. All that's left to say is thank you so much for watching. Do all the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, comment below, but most of all, please stay safe everybody.